Have you ever looked at your dog and just known they were capable of amazing things? That's exactly how I felt with my own furry friend. I saw this incredible potential, this brilliant mind just waiting for a fun challenge. It wasn't about having a perfectly obedient robot. It was about connection. I wanted to find a way to communicate, to build a language between us that went beyond a simple pat on the head. Training, I realized, was the perfect way to do that. It's a game we can play together, a shared activity that strengthens our bond and makes both of our lives richer and more exciting. The journey started with a simple idea. What if we could learn together? I grabbed a pocket full of my dog's favorite high-value treats, tiny pieces of chicken, in our case, and decided to embark on an adventure. Our goal was not just to teach commands, but to unlock my dog's confidence and problem-solving skills. We started with the absolute classic, sit. This is the cornerstone of so much training. I held a delicious treat near my dog's nose, making sure I had their full attention. I slowly moved the treat upwards and slightly back over their head. Their nose followed the treat up, their rear end lowered into a sit. The very second their bottom touched the floor, I said yes, and gave the treat. Quick montage. Repeat. Fast-paced. Fun. It didn't take long for my dog to learn the motion that earned a reward. Next up, stay, built up in tiny increments for impulse control. First, I asked for a sit. I held up my hand as a stop signal and said stay. I took one tiny step back. I immediately stepped forward, said yes, and gave a treat. We increased distance one step at a time. Then we added duration, waiting a few seconds before rewarding. If my dog broke the stay, we made the next attempt easier. Success. Dog locked in a perfect stay, watching me a few feet away. Come, arguably the most important cue for safety. We made come the best word in the world. I said come in a happy, high voice and gave a jackpot of treats when my dog ran to me. I never used the word for anything negative. Once we had the basics down, it was time for some more playful tricks, starting with shake paws. This one is a crowd pleaser and surprisingly easy to teach. I began by asking for a sit. Then, I simply held a treat in my closed fist and presented it to my dog near the floor. Naturally, they started sniffing and then pawing at my hand to get the treat. The moment their paw touched my hand, I said, yes, and opened my fist to give them the reward. After a few repetitions, they started offering their paw more deliberately. That's when I introduced the verbal cue shake right before they made contact. Next, we tackled rollover, which we broke down into smaller, manageable steps. First, I asked my dog to lie down. From there, I used a treat to lure their head to one side, encouraging them to shift their weight onto one hip. I praised and rewarded that small movement. In our next session, I lured them a bit further, until they were lying completely on their side. Finally, I continued the lure over their back, which encouraged them to roll all the way over to the other side. Each distinct part of the roll was rewarded until we could chain them all together into one fluid motion. Spin was a great way to burn off some energy, and it looks so impressive. I held a treat right at my dog's nose and used it like a magnet to guide them in a tight circle. As they completed the circle, I said yes and gave them the treat. Play dead was the most dramatic trick on our list. The final tricks on our list were high five and fetch, which really solidified our teamwork. High five was a natural progression from shake. I held my hand up vertically, like a human high five. At first, my dog was confused and pawed at my wrist. I only rewarded contact with my open palm. When they tapped my palm, I celebrated, yes, high five, and gave a treat. It became their favorite way to greet people. They offered high fives to anyone with an open hand. Fetch is more than throwing a ball, it's cooperation. Many dogs chase but won't bring the toy back. We made the toy incredibly valuable. I played tug with a specific fetch toy to make it exciting. Then I tossed it just a foot away. When my dog picked it up, I showed a high-value treat and traded the treat for the toy. I never chased them. Bringing the toy to me meant a reward or another fun throw. That positive exchange changed everything. Teaching 10 tricks was more than tricks. It was a journey of discovery, patience, mutual respect. Every session was a conversation. I learned to read my dog's body language. The joy when your dog looks at you, understands what you're asking, and happily does it is indescribable. You're not just training a dog, you're building a relationship, fostering confidence, and creating a lifetime of happy memories together.